Welcome to Monday, everybody, of the new week, and I'm excited. I'm actually recording this from a brand new computer, which is faster and has better recording capability, so hopefully this video turns out pretty nice for y'all. So this week we're going to talk about headers, footers, and pagination. So what are headers and footers? Headers and footers are basically portions of your document at the very top or very bottom margin that will stay consistent throughout your entire document. With some exceptions, we'll get to that shortly. So there are different ways to do this. You can go insert, header and footer, or do what I'm doing and just double click inside the header and footer. Either way, let's go in through insert, because I think a lot of people will do it that way. So let's say we want to insert a header, and we want to just have the title in a band at the top. We click out of it, and you have to double click, and sometimes it's not always easy. So this will be what it looks like when it prints out. And as you can see, I scroll through my document and it's always there. And if I delete it, oh, I deleted the text. I don't usually work with these fancy ones. You can go header, if you want to remove it, go into header, and hit remove header. So what happens is when you're in this header, footer, and design tools will open up for you. You can do one of those preset headers. I'm going to put a footer in for you. It's the same thing. You just go into the bottom. Let's do the date and time. So I want the date and time to appear at the bottom of all of these documents. I click out. And sorry, I'm having a little trouble scrolling. This is a touchscreen laptop. It's a little weird. I'm getting used to it. But as you can see, it's all the way down here, all the way through. And if I want to get rid of it, oops, sorry. Still figuring out the touchscreen thing. Not used to it on the laptop. Just click in. Or I'm just going to go into, at this point, so I'm going to hit just remove footer. So I just clicked remove footer. And as you can see, there it is. I'm going to make sure I'm set correctly. Yeah, I'm set on mouse. Okay. When you are in this, I'm going to put a footer back in. So you can type in anything. You can have it type hello in the bottom. Then when you're in this tab, you can do things like have your header be on different first pages, or I'll get to that one in a second. Like you can have different odd and even page headers. So in book design, sometimes you'll see the author's name on the bottom of one page and the page number on the other. You'll do that. You'll select that so you have your page numbers on even pages and the author's name on the odd pages. A different first page would be if, say you want, you don't want page 1, or you don't want page 1 to be the first page of your content. Say you want the first page to be like a cover page. Then you could go into the footer and click different first page, and it'll actually put in a different first page. So, same with the header. So, when it comes to page numbers, this actually becomes an interesting thing in Word, because as we saw, I don't know what's going on here. As we saw, we could go into that footer and have it open, start things on a different first page. But what if we don't actually want things to start on a different first page? So, say we have, so I've got this blank page here, and then I've got it just table of contents. It's not a real table of contents. And then I've got a bunch of filler text here. So say I turn this into one of the, say I turn this first page into, say I use one of Word's pre-formatted cover pages. And then I go and insert page numbers. And I just always do mine bottom of the page in the center. That's just what I like. So it opens that header and footer tab, and I can go and change font and style if I want. So as you can see, since I use that pre-formatted cover page, Word goes, oh, you don't want this to be page 1. I'll make the table of contents page 1. But what if that's also not what you want? If you look at a professional book, sometimes they'll have lowercase Roman numerals on them, but they don't usually have the standard Arabic numerals. Table of contents is not the first page of your book usually. Or what happens if you don't want to use a pre-formatted cover and you want to design your own cover? So we're just going to call this cover page. So if you design your own cover and don't use one of those preset covers, Word's not going to recognize that you want that to be a cover page. So again, you could do that different first page setting that we talked about. But again, the table of contents, and remember for the final project, you have to include a table of contents, and your table of contents can't be page number 1. So today I'm going to show you how to work around that. There's unfortunately, even with Word 2013, this was an issue with 2010, even with 2013, this is a problem. I mean, it's not a problem. It's a process. We'll just call it that. So I'm going to insert my page numbers. So there are my page numbers. They start on my fake cover page. I don't want them to. So what do I do? So I scroll down. So, okay, the first thing I need to do is, well, first I recommend turn this formatting button on, this show hide button. Because if you make a mistake, if you can't get it to work, having this on can help you see into what Word is doing and see where you might have made a mistake. So turn that on just so you can see your work as you go. So what do we want to do? We actually want to, for now, click out of the header and footer. I've got this page break in here. I actually want it to be a section break. So I go into Page Layout, Breaks. Then I go down to this Section Breaks here. Page Layout, Section Breaks, Next Page. Next page is very important. It has to be the next page break. So basically, we're starting a whole new section of the document on the next page. Now I've got this page break here. I don't actually want it, so I'm just going to delete it. Just hit the delete key. That's totally fine. But so now you can see we've done this section break, and it's a next page section break. So what do we do now? Because we still have our page numbers. So we want to go to the page where we actually want to be page 1. So I've got my filler text here, and I'm going to click into the footer. Now this is very important. This is the most common error that I see when people are trying to work through this process. Link to previous. This means that when this is highlighted, and in 2010 it's actually gold, here it's blue. But when this thing is highlighted, then you know that the two sections are joined together. So anything you do in the header or footer of one section will still appear in the header or footer of the next section. So we break this link. Now, as a side note, say you wanted, anything. Say you wanted your date and time in the header of the first 5 pages of your document, but not the second 5. again, do a section break, break this link, and then you can edit that from there. But anyway, I digress. So we've gone through, we've created the section break, we've broken the link. Now we're going to go into we're in our header and footer design tools. So for simplicity, just go into page number, click Format Page Numbers. Now we're going to say Start At. Select Start At. It automatically goes to 1. So now we have our page 1 is the first page of our text. And page 2 is the second part. So basically we have pages 1, 2, 3 starting where we want. Scroll back up and you find out we're not done yet because you still have pages 1 and 2 here. Breaking the link did not delete those. What do? Click in and click in. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry, guys. Click in. I'm just actually going to go into I'm going to go into I can't click in or I'm having trouble clicking in with my new keypad. Okay, I've clicked into the header. So, clicked into the header and that worked, but now I'm going to go into my footer. So you can see this page 1 and 2, and these are the table of contents and cover page. I'm just going to delete those, and then click out. So we've got our fake cover page, our fake table of contents, no pages. Page 1, page 2, page 3. So again, if at any point you want to do anything with a header and footer and you want it in one part of the document or another, one part of a document but not another, do page layout, breaks, next page, then go into your header and footer, make sure the link to previous is broken. I'm in the first section. So this is another important thing to point out. In the header, the link is not broken. In the footer, it is broken. So if you have something in the header and in the footer that you want to change, you have to break it both in the header and the footer. That's really important. You have to do them individually. It doesn't apply to both the header and footer. But just create a new section. So that's the basics of it. It can be really complicated. It takes a bit of practice to get the process down, so don't worry if it's a challenge for you the first time. It took me probably it took me several hours and 3 or 4 or 5 times before I really got the process down. So rewatch this video, take as much time as you need, and don't worry about it. It's tricky, but I think you're going to get it. So that's it.